I'm for now. On the heels of a huge trade in New York, you are, of course, tuned to the one and only Third and Long podcast on this Thursday night. My name is, of course, the incomparable Shane Harris. Above me is our OG of the show, Mr. Oliver Butler Henderson. Top right is our beautiful baby Hope. And to my left, wait, Phil, you know, what's going on?
I'm drinking.
Of course he is. See, that's what is known in the wrestling trade as a gimmick, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Philip Perrins. So, yeah, as I said, welcome to the show. I'll start with OBH. How are you, my old buddy? Last time I spoke to you was, well, Monday. But, yeah, go on, what we got?
Still, well, I feel better than I did on Monday. I think I'm finally over my cold. Looking forward to the weekend, seeing my Patriots without having to travel thousands of miles across water to go and see them play for the first time in 3 years. Because the last 2 years I've either been in Germany or America watching them.
It'd be the McCorkle Bowl. We're all looking forward to it. We're all looking forward to last Sunday from Wembley.
What, though, the way the bloody Trevor Lawrence played on Sunday, I wouldn't be surprised if it is a McCorkle starting.
We picked this McCorkle Bowl months ago when they announced the fixtures. Baby, how are you, you handsome boy?
Well, yeah, I'm also feeling better from my cold, which is also good. Looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be a good weekend. Hoping for a good game, maybe. And hoping for no travel issues getting home.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, if he wants to elaborate on that, he can, but he did have a little bit of trouble coming back from Spurs on Sunday.
I elaborated it on Monday.
Oh, well, here we are. He actually got on Monday. So, yeah, you know, take that into account. Let's just say he's got AA on speed dial and they could be getting a Christmas card from him. Right, Mr. How
they won't be depending on... They won't because of how long it took them to actually get there.
Be home in one piece, and that's all that counts. Mr. P, how's things, my old buddy?
Hello. I'm good. It's lovely to see your faces. And it's actually nice to talk about football this week.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not in the dark walking home like the
I'm not in the dark walking home either, so it's nice to have a Thursday.
I mean, it's getting close to Halloween, but we're not quite there yet. We are approaching another momentous occasion for this year, but that shall be mentioned a little further on Monday's show. OBH, do you want to take the reins and continue?
Yeah, I mean, well, to give people a hint, this is episode 249.
Double celebration next week.
Oh, yes. Hopefully a double celebration on a Monday. That'd be quite nice. Right, let's roll on to, as always, on a Thursday night and review week. Can you stop pressing the button when I press the button? Review Monday night's football when the Bills beat the Jets 23-20. The Jets hit the woodwork twice.
Yeah, this was closer than I thought it was going to be.
I've watched the highlights. It was a bloody good game, to be fair. You know, it was a good, entertaining game. You know, full of, Aaron Rodgers going back to his best and throwing Hail Marys. I still don't know how Allen Lazard brought that down. And then he got intercepted, which I can't work out if it was him underthrowing it, Mike Williams messing up the route, or Mike Williams went to break the cut to come back in or slip. I still haven't worked that bit out yet. What do you make of it, gentlemen?
I think it was slightly underthrown, but I also think Mike Williams either slipped or messed up the route.
Well, boys, I'm going to worry about Mike Williams and how he's playing at the minute now, because he may have a new toy in New York, which we're going to elaborate on to fairly shortly. Mr. Perrins, did you catch any of Monday night's game at all?
No. I watched the highlights in the morning, and it's even though the Bills won and it ended up looking a lot closer than it actually did. I didn't think the Jets looked that great, and I'm actually surprised when we get onto the blockbuster trade, whether or not it was actually really worth Devontae actually leaving where he is to go to a losing organization, because I don't really think the Jets are all that.
No, it's a
Neither
bit
way,
of a strange one, but we get to that in a bit. I think personally, he is going to elevate it, but we'll get to it. It was, I mean, Rodgers is, the Hail Mary pass. What Rodgers is unfortunately famous for, because he does throw them very well. He probably is the best throw of the Hail Mary pass in the NFL. But there is still a lot of issues with this team at the moment. Like, as you said, they didn't look convincing on Monday night, and I think Bills, obviously, they not having James Cook, I think that was an issue. And not having, that's probably why they've gone and got who they've got in their trade. Not having a true WR1 as well. I think that's another issue as well.
It was a bit of the show off of the let's go trade for a new toy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yes, most definitely.
Like
I mean,
a face off of the two teams that then went and traded for a new toy the next day. So, kind of shows how well they thought their offense went.
I mean, we've said, that Buffalo do not have a true WR1, and it showed, that their offense has been Josh Allen running, or Josh Allen, or James Cook running. That has been the majority of their offense, with a splattering of passing to the wide, to second tier at best wide receivers, or the rookie Keon Coleman and tight ends, who I do think is probably the best tight end pairing in the league at the moment.
No, not even close.
What, you don't think Kincaid is blocked?
I think Kincaid is a very, very good quarterback, tight end. I don't think Dawson Knox is anywhere near his level.
So who would you then? So you're not.
I think Kelsey and Noah Gray's better.
No, I'm busting for this. Come on, quickly.
Go on then.
You boys, come on. There's no better tight end tandem in the league than Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. Come on, you know that.
Whoa. What's Mark Andrews done this year?
Mark Andrews is a phantom ghost in most games.
He scored last week.
It's not a double negative, a phantom ghost.
Phantom ghost.
You're talking to the bloody Halloween expert down in the bottom left corner there.
I'd rather have Kittle and Saubert.
Hang on, what about Hooper and Henry?
Yeah, that's still better than Kincaid and Knox.
We could put a poll up on our socials of 4 different tight ends, 4 different groups of tight ends, to see who.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Best hand. Yeah, I'm more than up for that. Just my quick. Oh, for God's sake, fine. Just my quick 2 cents on the Jets Bills game from Monday night. The amount of ref ball was ridiculous. They were throwing flags for basically passionately arguing with the refs. I say arguing, passionate discussions. When do you see that in the NFL? The amount.
Aaron Rodgers said about it as well. He called a roughing the passer, and he said the guy's name. He goes, "That is never a roughing the passer. He's not even hit me hard and fallen on me."
It's if you want to be a style show on times.
I'm sorry. Do we want to talk about poor refereeing?
No, just this game from Monday night. That's all.
Because I can go back to the refs just not having eyes on Thursday.
Please don't. There was 22 penalties in total, totaling just over 200 yards. 204 yards of penalties over 22. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Flick has come in saying, "Hey, has Rodgers got anything else apart from his Hail Mary? 4 MVPs?
Yes, Flick.
Getting head coaches fired?
Well, he's obviously got Flick's coat, haven't he?
Yeah.
Let's not forget he has got 4 MVPs.
Yeah.
He used to be very good.
I mean, yeah, he's had
Used to be.
a good career, but
Yeah.
I think we've said it a couple of times now. I think he is going to have a.
And Phil Perrins has come in saying A-Rod Cut's currently sitting in a dark room.
He is sitting in a
Phil.
dark room. That's literally what he does.
Yeah, Phil, you know you can just say that. You don't need
You
to
can just
come
say
in.
that. It's our show. We can say that, right?
I don't want to interrupt anybody. I'm waiting to be put on the online. He's essentially the NFL Batman, isn't he? Like, he's just dark and brooding, and he sits in a dark room contemplating, and then, you know, every weekend the A-Rod symbol shines in the sky, and he comes and you know, throws Hail Marys.
That sounds like your ideal weekend, that in the dark. A big pea in the
Well,
sky.
I've actually currently put some bat decorations up in my classroom at school. So I've literally turned my classroom into the Bat Cave.
Do Elvira's lay like?
So if Aaron Rodgers is Batman, does that make Nathaniel Hackett Alfred or Robin?
No, because Devontae.
Oh no,
Adams is Robin.
Devontae's Robin.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess that makes yeah. Well, Nathaniel Hackett isn't play calling anymore, is he?
No, Nathaniel Hackett's like Commissioner Gordon. Like, all he does is press the button for the bat symbol. That's all Hackett does is press the button for press the button for A-Rod.
Brilliant. Right. Let's roll on to our players of the week. Mr. Harris, would you like to start with yours first?
Yes, I would. Not being a Packers fan at any stretch of my life or any time at all, or have any time for any Packers fans. Yes, it's one of my teams I'm not a massive fan of. I will say one thing. Jordan Love was my player of the week. He was incredible last week against the Cardinals. I mean, the fact that the Cardinals are not a good team, I mean, they did squeak by the world famous the week before. But yeah, Jordan Love was amazing. I think he threw for 4 touchdowns, and I think that Green Bay offense, boys, you've got to start taking them serious now. They're a young offense, and they're only growing, and they're only getting better. And at the head of that ship is Jordan Love. And the fact that is this his second game back?
Third.
Yes.
Second or third game back? Yeah, he hasn't missed a step. I think everyone laughed when they drafted him years ago when they still had Rodgers. But I think the Green Bay brass were like, you watch, and we're all watching now. Jordan Love is my player of the week. He was incredible.
It's funny you could say about not liking the Packers, Shane, because at the game last Sunday, the main chant was Packers suck. Or Green Bay suck.
Good.
It was Green Bay sucks. Mr. Perrin, you chose Joe Flacco.
Oh, that's it, Joe Flacco. Do you know what? I thought I picked Joe Flacco, but I was like, did I? Because I've slept since then. Yes, Joe Flacco having another great game. So let me just get up his sexy stats. In his dominant victory against the Tennessee Titans. Now, we could argue and say that the Tennessee Titans aren't a very good team, and no one's actually arguing that fact. They're 1-4 for a reason. So the 3-3 Indianapolis Colts played absolutely brilliant. Now, we can argue that, yes, he threw 1 interception, whatever, but he threw 22 completions on 38 attempts, 189 yards, and 2 tutties. The Flacco train is still very much in motion. He's in his 40s now, and he's absolutely still tearing it up. He did it in Cleveland. He's doing it in Indianapolis. He's making sure that Mr. Glass himself, a.k.a. Richardson, is not getting onto the field, because I think if Flacco wasn't there, they'd be wheeling him out. Like, do you remember with the Naked Gun? When he shall not be named. When he who shall not be named, character constantly kept getting injured and shot and hurt and everything, and by the end of the film they wheeled him out in like just a full-on cast in a wheelchair. That's essentially what's happening to Anthony Richardson. Like,
and he was on the steps in the baseball stadium. Yep.
Yeah. He's back this week though.
Yeah, but will he start?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he starting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I give it till the second quarter until Joe Flacco comes in.
You're probably right.
We have Joe back in Baltimore in a second.
I'm sorry, but like, I think you keep with the hot hand, and he's had 2 really, really good weeks where he has been a standout. Yes, he lost 2 weeks ago, but he won this week, and I just think you go with the hot hand. I don't like it when they flip flop between quarterbacks. There's no consistency. There's no groove. And when you find a winning formula that the team want to get behind, you keep that winning formula. Only a monster like Nathaniel Hackett would do something different.
Cleveland obviously don't like quarterbacks who do well because they got rid of Baker Mayfield and look what he's doing now. And they had Joe Flacco last season, and hang on, they've got Deshaun Watson. What's he doing at the moment?
Not a lot.
Right,
They're throwing picks.
Yeah, Baby Hope. Over to you, my friend.
Speaking of quarterbacks throwing picks, I picked Brian Branch as part of Detroit's domination.
Domination.
The Dallas Cowboys. He had
I think they've been arrested, that defense.
Yeah. He had six picks, 6 tackles, five solo tackles, 2 picks, and 1 forced fumble.
And almost
was the best.
Almost had a pick 6 as well. I think he was a yard short, wasn't he?
Apart from Hutchinson before he got injured, he was the best player on that field.
Definitely.
And I think now he will take over from Hutchinson and be the leader of the defense.
Definitely. I mean, this guy.
What season is it?
He's in his 2nd year.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelly has a soft spot for him because he was the only one that stayed in the green room on draft night on the 2nd day. He was picked 33rd overall, might have been 34th overall. And he's showing faith in them now. He is playing incredibly well. He is outstanding. They've moved him from nickel to safety, and he's just got better and better. Him and Kirby Joseph, that's a hell of a safety pairing they've got there in Detroit at the moment. Wow.
Yes.
I really am shocked that he didn't win Player of the Week vote. I generally thought he did. So it's gone to Caleb Williams, who was my pick. He was my pick. 23 from 29, 226, 4 touchdowns. Yes, he did throw a pick, which, as we said on Monday, was an adrenaline pick, I think. He also ran 56 times, including a 23-yard lung buster down the middle of the field. They've found him now. He is turned up. He is playing well. He's played well the last couple of weeks, Caleb Williams, now.
I'm not fully sold on him yet, though.
I don't know. Him and Jordan,
it's
Jaden
too early.
Daniels.
I think it's too early to be totally sold on any rookie quarterback, even Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I think I am sold on Jaden Daniels. But then, again...
Yeah, I'm sold on number 3 already.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to say live on air that I was totally wrong about the Washington Commanders beating the Baltimore Ravens, and Shane was correct.
Thank you, baby. That means a lot. We did put a $5 on it, but I graciously did not accept your money. All I wanted was an apology. Thank you very much.
Oh, loving. Yeah, let's roll on to Plays of the Week when I find the video.
Here's a button.
From 57, it's blocked. Blocked by Myles Garrett. Wow. And it's taken back all the way by the former Eagle, Rodney McLeod. What? Nix looking for Sutton in the end zone. And it is, with one hand, was the end. They're going to convert. Oh, that was deflected, and it's in the air. They say they've gotten it on the ricochet. Anderson leapt up. It's picked off on the ricochet by the Houston Texans.
Get into that in a second. Oh, here's a little trickery. Straight Brown back to Goff. Flea flickers, got Laporta wide open. Sam Laporta, foot race towards the end zone, diving, touchdown.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Experience. I'd like me to apologize.
Mr. Perrind, you took the block field goal.
Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of gave Cleveland some false hope because they had been poor right up until then. And with the changes of like special teams and such this year, I love when special teams plays literally, anything that's like blocked that leads to like an oppositional touchdown. I love those kind of plays. And I just love the actual defensive shift. If you go back and rewatch it, there's a nice little shift on the Eagles' left line where it actually influences and overloads for the Cleveland D to kind of like get to them a lot quicker. And it's quite nice that it was like a former Eagle, that actually scored against them in general. Before we go on to like anybody else, I just want to mention, did anybody see Nick Sirianni's celebrations at the end of the game? For those who don't know, is after the game, it was 23. No. What was the score in the end? It was they won by 4 points.
2010, wasn't it, or 16-10 or something like that?
Yeah. Well, they won.
That wasn't it?
They won by 4 points. And even though it's a home game for the Eagles fans, Sirianni went straight to the audience in the stadium, and he was like shushing them like he was like some form of Jose Mourinho. Like he was shushing them. And I was just thinking, like, it's your home team. Like, you're the home team. Who are you shushing? You should be beating the Cleveland Browns. They are an abomination. Like, why?
It's because they were booing, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, the Eagles fans were booing them in the first quarter. But like, when you have like a head coach that, or whether or not he was doing it to Cleveland or his own fans, when you've got a head coach that is already an enemy to the home fans or whatever, your time is not long. When we think of like even our Premier League managers, where as soon as the fans turn on them and he turns on the fans, that your time there is very much up. And I think Sirianni's time in Philadelphia, I think they're sick of him.
Yeah, I think he's done by the end of the season. I generally do think he's done by the end of the season. 100%. He is. He's in trouble. Mr. Harris.
Thank you. Just a quick one, boys. Ollie and Ollie only. Have you noticed every week Phil manages to shoehorn a Jose Mourinho reference in? Every week. He's a closet Chelsea fan by the looks of it.
Spurs, or Man United, or Porto, or Madrid, or Inter, or Fenerbahce, but like in terms of like, so before we go into the other three plays, I apologize for this, but like in terms of how modern sports is, Jose Mourinho is like the closest that we have to almost like a character in sports, where we see like in the NFL, Big Bill was like Bill Belichick was like a character where it was like the evil empire with the hoodie, Darth Hoodie himself. Jose Mourinho is like that to football, and I love it when coaches have that little bit of umph about them. It's like Andy Reid. If I could draw like a cartoon version of Andy Reid, it would just be a fat guy with a big mustache, wouldn't it? Like he's a cartoon character in of himself. So
I think personally attacked by this.
Well, when you talk about Jose Mourinho being a character, the image I always come with it was him on his knees. Was it Old Trafford?
Yes, in Porto. Yes, I remember.
That
was coming out.
I remember. I actually remember that night. It was brilliant. It was the first time I actually remembered the name Jose Mourinho, because until then he was just a European manager, wasn't he? Like he was just kind of like a little bit of buzz on the continent, and that's when it was like, oh,
yeah, definitly.
Anyway, other three plays.
As you were.
Okay. Cortland Sutton.
Yes. Yeah, I watched that game. Ordinarily, I wouldn't sort of, give a Broncos and Chargers game the time of day. But I had it on because I may have had some money on it. And yeah, that Cortland Sutton catch, incredible. He's been a veteran receiver around the league. He's been often the Broncos' best player of the last few years. And one-handed, I thought that was out. Because as soon as he caught it, I even put in our group chat, boys, if that's in, I'm taking it. What else? One hell of a catch. What a fantastic catch that was. And it was over his shoulder as well with a defender behind him who's kind of under pressure. I couldn't believe it was in. And it was, just things like that. Catches like that are what make people a fan of this sport. The exciting moments of skill or trickery, which you don't feel 100% my favourite play this week.
Flick has said, Flick has just quickly,
trickery.
Flick has said, being a Dallas Cowboys fan, I agree the Lions were the best side, and that one score touchdown was amazing. Or we kept the Cowboys in it with his amazing kicks.
Can I just address this myself? Very quickly. Flick, I just want to say, we are currently in possession of the best kicker in the league of the last few seasons, as everyone knows. But I will be honest, Brendan Aubrey is a fantastic kicker. If Tucker's 1A, then I think him and Butker are 1B and 1C. They're very, very close.
I mean, we're talking about trick plays. I absolutely love a trick play. I think it's brilliant. It's exciting. It's different. But yeah, I absolutely love that play. It was. I mean, we saw the Steelers try early on, and it epically failed. And shows invention from the Lions. They just wanted to humiliate Detroit from literally the first whistle to the last whistle. I loved it. I don't think there was any other plays of the week. I think
we're not allowed to talk about the Patriots.
I think that was it, wasn't it? That was all of them.
We're not allowed to talk about Will Anderson channeling his inner David Tyree with a helmet catch.
Mate, you've said to me, I'm surprised you're allowed to have that. And I was like, well,
yeah. Well, the fact I submitted it in the 11th hour after the limit, I didn't think you were going to let me have it.
Yeah, well, we know what I had to check on Mr. Perrins actually wanted the one he originally wanted. What was the one you said originally on Monday night?
Oh, I was going to pick the Carl Juice, the Juice 2-yard run.
Just to spite me, and if you'd have done that, I would have done the 97-yard touchdown return. I think he knows that as well.
Danny says, how are we all?
Hey,
Danny.
Good afternoon, Daniel.
Good.
Yeah, right. As always, we start the new week of football with our usual segment.
This is the news in 60.
I'm getting better at that. Slowly getting there. So everyone's starting to see that the New York Jets logo is slowly turning into a different shade of green with a G on it, as now the 6th former Green Bay Packer Aaron Rodgers player teammate has joined him in New York, with Devontae Adams going across to New York from Las Vegas. He's not played the last 2 weeks because of a hamstring injury.
Yeah, which seems to have mysteriously cleared up.
Yeah, which mysteriously cleared up. So he's there. That was for effectively a 3rd-round pick. The Bills have counteracted this by trading for Cleveland Browns wide receiver Amari Cooper and a 6th for a 3rd and a 7th. So that's next to nothing. Cam Akers is returning to Minnesota Vikings for a compulsory 6th-round pick and a swap of 7th-round picks. Lions have extended defensive tackle Alim McNeill to a 4-year, $55 million deal. He is now the 3rd player from the 2021 draft class to be extended in that Detroit team. The 2028 Super Bowl is going to Atlanta following visits to obviously Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and that place down in the Southwest. Which,
it's San Francisco, then LA, actually.
Oh, well, never mind.
Never mind. Don't worry about that. Fine.
Let's go in chronological order. Just because New England can't host one and neither can Baltimore doesn't mean you need to pretend that they're not.
Whoa. What do you mean neither can Baltimore? I've said it before.
Well, no one wants to actively go to Baltimore. There's a reason why Edgar Allan Poe killed himself there.
Aye! There's a reason why the Wire is based there. Stop it. As I've said before,
they always interrupt my news article. They always do. You never see this on the BBC.
That's hyperbole. That's what it is. Indoctrinated the pair of them.
Right. What have we got to? Oh yeah, Tom Brady has taken a 5% stake in the Las Vegas Raiders. There is some stipulations around that, which we'll talk about in a minute. And the Titans have released veteran safety Jamal Adams after only playing 3 games for them this season. It's a mutual decision on that one. Ooh. Right, let's start with this deal in New York, gentlemen. Who would like to open the flooring?
Oh, sorry, I'll open it.
Yes,
I think it's a good trade for the Jets. I think they've got a very good WR1. Whether it'll be he'll get the targets or to allow Garrett Wilson to get a few more targets. Well, completions. He has enough targets as it is. And it could open up the run game a bit for Breece Hall and Brandon Allen. So whether it'll be him, Devontae Adams actually getting the targets, if he'll just take the heat off the other guys, I think it will help the New York offense. And let's face it, they need all the help they can get at the moment.
Unfortunately, I haven't got him peering over my shoulder like Aaron Rodgers did.
That was brilliant. Surprise. But
Yeah.
I'll quickly tell you my little 2 cents on it. There's an old song by a very famous metal band which describes Aaron Rodgers at the moment. Any guesses as to what that song might be?
No, but I can guess it's by Metallica.
It would be, of course. It's a song called Master of Puppets because he is at the moment the puppet master in New York. He's bringing in whoever he wants to. And the fact that he's got one of the best wide receivers available in the NFL at the moment is, frankly, it shows the extent of his influence in New York. But guess what? It won't make a blind bit of difference.
It's really weird. You know, he's had 6 players come over now. That doesn't include Randall Cobb, who's obviously now retired. So 7 players in total. Yet none of them won anything in Green Bay.
It's a Packers retirement home, isn't it?
So I don't know why. I mean, we've always known, you know, in his 18 years NFL career, Garrett Wilson was the first round wide receiver he threw a touchdown pass to. We know that Aaron Rodgers doesn't like rookie wide receivers. Never has done. Can't build the trust up with him. Shut up. Go back to a hole.
I mean, that comes down to, I mean, Aaron Rodgers' arrogance, ignorance, and capacity to be a team player where he, and I'm not going to like blow smoke up any other quarterbacks, you know, kind of like this, but like, I don't ever recall Tom Brady having that particular issue with these young receivers. Yeah, you can get frustrated with them if they make mistakes, but I can't remember a time where Brady would, you know, flat out refuse to throw to people because, you know, they're 21, 22 years old. Aaron Rodgers' whole thing, as like you said, his best receiving combination was, his name just forgot me now, Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson was his like number one for you. Did he win the Super Bowl with Jordy as well?
I think he did.
So,
Jordy
I mean,
Nelson
him and Jordy Nelson were like literally inseparable.
Hail Mary.
The what?
The original Hail Mary, Jordy Nelson was the one who brought it in originally.
Yeah. So,
I thought it was Richard Rodgers.
No, I'm sure it was. Rodgers was the one who's the first set because he threw pretty much two Hail Marys on the bounce.
Yeah.
Because he was in his end zone and he threw a 50-yarder to get to the halfway line, which Rodgers took it out. And then Jordy Nelson was the one who received it in the end zone. I'm sure it was that way around. He's now Googling it furiously to find out.
I'm not.
Packers fans, answers on a postcard.
Yeah, unfortunately, my cousin's underwater at the minute, so I can't ask him. He's a submariner before anyone asks.
I was going to say, it's not like, you know, he's part of the mob and he's at the bottom of a river somewhere.
He also played tight end for the Portsmouth Juggernauts as well. When he's I thought he's a bit of a tank. Yeah, I mean, essentially, it's a good deal for New York. You know, it's a big dead cap space for Las Vegas, though.
Yeah, but it would have got even bigger next year. And let's face it, he wasn't going to play for them anymore. So they need to get him off the books.
Yeah, and if you know we're going to allow Antonio Pierce to be like a Dan Campbell and, you know, rebuild his team in his image, like, you know, we allowed Dan Campbell to, because Dan Campbell did not get off to the greatest starts in Detroit. I mean, he had to make the big decision on getting rid of Stafford. And, you know, and over time, you know, it's paid dividends. I mean, this is really only Antonio Pierce's first full year as a head coach. And, you know, I can imagine particular veterans not responding well to what he wants, and he wants a young team to mold in essentially what he wants. So I can imagine a mass exodus of particular players in Vegas, maybe looking elsewhere while they just kind of go for all picks, because there's a lot of things that are up in the air in Vegas at the moment in time, which I'm sure we'll get into on our next news bit. But yeah, I mean, it is just Aaron Rodgers and pals in New York. I don't know whether or not they'll be successful. I know we've argued already about, you know, whether or not this is a good fit or not. I think it's going to be a good fit for Devontae and Aaron, but is it going to be a good fit for the head coachless New York Jets going forward.
I did hear a cheeky little rumor that he wanted Jeff from the start, and he didn't even want Robert Saleh.
Who, Rodgers?
Mhm. He never got on with Saleh.
I can
That's the
imagine.
rumors come out. That's the rumors come out. Very quickly, what's his name? Amari Cooper to Buffalo from Cleveland. That's another team.
Well, I think-
needed a wide receiver.
That's a great one for Buffalo, by the way. Huge one. I think that's a great
I
pick.
think Amari wanted out of Cleveland after there was a whole rumor that he was going to the Niners for Ayuk because he tweet and then he put something on Instagram today or yesterday saying something along the lines of need to move otherwise I rust or something.
Yeah, it was something to do with Russ, wasn't it?
Not being
But do
funny,
you know-
but even the fans want out of Cleveland.
Yeah.
Do you know how much his wages are going to be in Buffalo?
It's like under $1 million this year, isn't it?
875 grand. It is the league minimum.
Yeah, but isn't that just what Buffalo are paying him? Isn't Cleveland playing the
Yeah,
rest?
it is because his deal in the off season was reconstructed, put together properly. So they could pay bloody pick six bloody machines, Deshaun Watson, but also to help with the trade, help him get out the window with a trade.
Well-known woman respected Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. So that's Cleveland are another team in a mess at the moment. There's a lot of teams in a serious mess on and off the field. Mr. P?
Just a quickie, for anyone that actually wants to come out of the hole and admit to being Cleveland Browns fans, you would think after like 60 years of hurt that and then this whole thing with like Deshaun Watson and just bad ownership after bad ownership after bad ownership. Is anybody genuinely surprised that people actually pay money to go and watch them play? Like,
I mean, Cleveland are used to play people leaving. LeBron left twice.
yeah, and then
Yes,
LeBron
it is.
came back and won a championship. Like, it's
And
They
like
left
not
again.
just that. I think a lot of people are like masochists. They just go and you're like, oh, we're going to get beat again this week. They go and buy their popcorn and their hot dog and they sit down and then they watch their team get hammered. I mean, there must be an exercise in frustration or loyalty to watch your team get beat every week. Me and OBH kind of know all about that, don't we, my old buddy?
I wouldn't know
So
that
did-
being a TNS fan.
I give you TNS, I swear to God.
So the Dallas fans at the moment, they've put up 160 points in their last 4 home games.
Who?
Amazing. Inject
last
that
one
into me.
Oh, I mean, I love that. Love that. Right. Tom Brady. So he's now a 5% owner of Las Vegas. This is what he's not allowed to do now. Not permitted to be in any team's facilities. Not permitted to witness practice. Not permitted to attend broadcast and production meetings, either in person or virtually. Yes, Mr. P, I can see you. Prohibited from publicly criticising game officials and other clubs. Subject to the NFL's gambling policy. Subject to the NFL's anti-tampering policy. How the hell is he going to do his job in Fox? Mr. Perrins, go on.
Okay. All right, then. So, 2 things I just want to talk about this particular deal because ever since we brought it up with today, I've done quite a bit of digging. So in my lunch hour or my lunch 40 minutes, I was looking into this. The NFL actually today came out with that in a bit of a twist that Tom Brady will not be barred from broadcasting Vegas games despite his 5% ownership stake in the team. He will be, even though the rules dictate that he can't do those following things, they won't enforce it, which I think is a horrible slippery slope for ownership models, especially involving ex-players in general. Him and his business partner, a guy called Tom Wagner, they bought a combined 10% stake in the Las Vegas Raiders for $200 million.
Whoa.
They bought 10% for $200 million. You literally could buy the entirety of a city for that much. Like,
Yeah, it's
The what?
ridiculous.
By TNS 5 times over?
I mean, you could build a new TNS stadium, mate. Like, honestly, It'd be sick, but it's even though the rules are there, like I said, on Yahoo Sports, coming from like the Fox Initiative, it's going to be like very much like a juggling kind of like thing with Tom Brady. I don't know how it's been allowed, but I know why it's been allowed, because he is a name brand. If Michael Jordan wanted to just to come out and start doing, commentary on who does the NBA game? Is it TNT? I guarantee you that they won't put any restrictions up on Michael Jordan doing something there. So I think it's actually the brand that they're allowing more so than the actual enforcing of the rules. Do you not think, Gent?
I think it's It's
all about the NFL making money, isn't it?
Yes.
That's all they're all about. Every day.
By the way, Mr. Pounds, Callum said, Mr. Pounds, I'm going to be old like you tomorrow. It's scary. And then CW said, hello, Mr. Pounds, best media teacher.
Oh. Phil Perrins fan club's out in force again tonight.
Is Mr. Perrins, are you marking some papers?
I'm
actually doing a little bit of like admin work at the moment, actually. So I'm just doing predicted grades and for college reports. So I'm multitasking, but I'm still 100% listening. Yeah.
Procrastinating. Right. Obviously we are going back to Atlanta in 28. Love that place. It's a brilliant stadium. Some of the UK Atlanta fans are going out there for this weekend's game. Fair play to them. Have a great guys. I know they watch. I know they're listening to them, so have a great one. The one that surprises me is Jamal Adams. He is still a good safety. He's not like the top. He's not elite. He's not in that top echelon, but he's still a good safety. And it's almost like when you had Sherman.
I don't think he's played well this season.
I think there's a lot wrong in that system.
So, just quickly, Flicker said, I think they brought him in for the name to get more people to follow the Raiders.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I think the Raiders are one of the most followed teams in the league anyway.
What do you expect?
They are most.
I mean, if you go into our Primark, I mean, the amount of like Raiders paraphernalia is all over the place, and that's just national. Like when you go into it, you see Giants, you see Chiefs, you see Rams, and now you see the Raiders. So whether or not people are conscious of them or subconscious of them, the Raiders do have a following, and it goes back to when the NFL exploded in the 80s, where the Raiders won 2 Super Bowls in the 80s. They were the only AFC team to win the Super Bowl in the 1980s. So it's
Interesting question, which I can't believe I've never thought of before. You know, like football, our soccer teams then have like ends of the pitch named after club legends. For argument's sake, Sir Alex Ferguson stand, that sort of thing. Like, why isn't that done in the NFL? I mean, like the Raiders could have like the Gardner Minshew end or something like that.
They tend to retire. They tend to honor people a different way with retired numbers, don't they?
Yeah. And they have like the banners around the stadium, so like it will have the championships that they've won, or the titles that they won, and then they'll have the various like MVPs. Because I know from years ago at Candlestick they had Steve Young's passing records around like the top, and the same with like the Joe Montana and all of Jerry Rice's receiving and catching yards. Do they have that at Levi's now, baby, or was it something similar?
Not that I remember seeing, but they still have the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing that.
In New England, they have Brady's inside the Hall of Fame tour, which is pretty interesting. I mean,
and if you're thinking if there is one NFL player that you would imagine to have his own museum in a football stadium, it would be Tom Brady, wouldn't it? Like, it 100% would be. Of
course.
He's got a statue coming at some point in New England.
Wait, is it
him in a locker room deflating a football, or?
There's some taking it to the floor.
Where's that button that says "Go away"? Right.
Is it him like holding his hands like Dr. Evil when Drew Bledsoe went down?
Right, let's sort that one. Right, let's roll on to prediction games of the week. chosen this week by our Welsh wizard, Mr. Harris.
Hello.
Go through them,
Yes,
sir.
so yes, of course, certainly. This week I have, which we do anyway every week, we do the London game. So this week, as the boys have previously mentioned, it's the New England Patriots, Oliver Butler Henderson's New England Patriots against the lowly Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
I've gone for a...
Sorry, big
basically,
fella, but you're getting your ass handed to you, mate.
I think he's used to that, but he's a young one to apologise for that one. And I'm going for Sky Sports 6 o'clock game this week. Heavyweight matchup on paper, which before the season nobody would have seen coming. And the Minnesota Vikings, the 5-0. Sorry, 6-0?
5-0.
5-0.
5-0 Minnesota Vikings against the 4-1 Detroit Lions.
Huge.
And boys, it only gets bigger. It only gets bigger. And then Sky's 9:05 game or 9:25 game, the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, Taylor Swift's own Kansas City Chiefs, against, go on, boys, ready for it? 1, 2, 3, the world famous.
The world famous San Francisco 49ers.
Who are the reigning NFC champions.
I hate that I made that a thing. And did I
You
do
didn't
another
even make it a thing. That's what Bill Walsh did in the 1980s.
No, well, yeah, but people on this show probably don't even know who Bill Walsh is, right? I made it something on this show, right?
I can think of two people on this show that definitely know who Bill Walsh is.
Yeah, you
Exactly. That's
watch all this.
50%. That's 50% of our production crew know who Bill Walsh is.
I'm pretty sure Ollie knows exactly
exactly
Ollie knows exactly who Bill Walsh is too.
Well, let's just say, boys, let's put it this way. Listeners,
Why
if
am I
you're
getting
out
involved in
there,
this?
stick a yes in the chat. That's all you're going to do. Just to prove me wrong, because God knows I'm wrong enough these days. And there was another game. Wasn't there OBH? Was it
Packers Texans.
I knew there was another good game again. Boys, that could be quiet.
You know, it's rolling along the bottom of the screen in case you've got.
No what my eyes are like. Yeah, but that could be another one of those knockdown, drag out type games this week. Yeah, that's gonna be a shootout. Jordan Love against CJ Stroud. That's gonna be awesome.
I'll tell you what, Shane, you picked some tough games to predict this week.
Yeah. All bangers. If you're looking for a weekend this season to watch the NFL and get into it as a sport, for all our new viewers and listeners, I highly recommend this Sunday. And it's topped off by the Monday night clash with my beloved Baltimore Ravens against against Baker and the Bucks. So that should be a thriller as well. Who wants to start off?
So I actually put the scores incorrectly because I put the scores in last week. Well, I typed in Baby Hopes and I typed it in wrong, and then I realised I've not put the other ones in. So Baby Hope is still leading the way with the Wii. Leading the Wii. I'm going with Geordie with 17. Myself and Mr. Perrins are back in joint second on 14 points. And Shano is a couple of points back in 12.
How have I lost a point when I got all of them right this week? I think I'm on 19.
Hang on. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm on 19.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe even
19.
20.
There you go. Edited. Done. Right. That still means you get to pick first, Baby Hope.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
let's start with the England game first, the London game.
Jags usually put out the bag at Wembley. I'm taking the Jags.
Oh, shut up. Really? After watching them last week?
Usually at Wembley, the Jags find a way to get it done.
They were shocking last week. The team literally quit on them.
I agree. They were. But A, the Jags usually pull out the bag at Wembley. B, the Bears are a lot better than the Patriots.
Swirling Grove Titans.
And C, the Jags will want to prove that they are better than what they showed last week. So I'm taking the Jags.
All right.
The table.
Okay.
Let me make my point.
He's the incredible bulk. Look at him punching the desk.
Oh, right.
So I am taking the Jags.
Over to you for the London game, mate.
Oh, I really want the Jaguars to lose. So, because I really, really want the Jaguars to lose. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
I knew there was a reason I like you, despite being a Niners and a Newcastle fan. Yeah, I'm doubling down on the Patriots. You know, the Jacksonville were shocking last week, and that is beyond. And it doesn't. What I've seen coming out of the press conferences and all it really doesn't fill me with any kind of hope that they're going to get any better, and we're going to get one of the world's best games. It is going to be a shocking game by Jacksonville and New England, just going to show what they can do. And Drake May's going to have another game under his belt, and he's going to get better. So it's going to be a Patriots win.
How many
Mr.
times
Harris.
is Ramondre Stevenson going to fumble it?
Say again.
How many times is Ramondre Stevenson going to fumble it?
He might not even play yet. He's limited practice. Shano.
So, yeah, after what I saw of Drake May last week, I was quite impressed. But as Babies said, the Jags always find a way to do it and get it out the bag. It's going to be a game which the fans are probably going to want a refund for. But I think the Jags on both sides of the ball have better players on paper. And as is well documented, that Jags offense hasn't fired. I think they do a game, and I think they'll win.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen. It's basically they're going to end up as a tie, and we're all going to be wrong. Right. Next game is the Vikings against the Lions. Baby Hope, lead us off as you are leading the way.
This one is very tough, and I've still not made my decision about who I'm picking as we're talking right now.
Does it come, boy? Does it come?
Gonna take the home team, and as it's at the bank, I'll say the Vikings. But it's a very hard one to call.
Oh, Mr. P.
I think losing Hutch is a big blow for the Lions. However, I think this week is where the Vikings are going to take their first L. So I'm going to go with Detroit Lions.
I am agreeing with Mr. Parent.
I knew I'd like to.
the reason, I mean, yeah, agreeing with you. Losing Hutch is massive, absolutely massive. But what Dan Campbell has with that team, they will play for Hutch.
Yeah,
and they will do what Hutch can do. Okay, not as well as Hutch, but they will play for Hutch and they will want to win for Hutch. And it's a NFC North matchup. Yes, it is in Minnesota, but Minnesota aren't as good of a team as their 5-0 record says. And it is going to be a Lions win. Shano.
Man, I think I got to go with you and Mr. P on this one. I think Detroit are going to pull it out. I think they'll probably win one for Hutch. It's a tough game. It's going to be a cracker. You know, nobody knows where this Vikings team come from. No one said in preseason that they would do anything, but all of a sudden they're 5-0, and we've seen them play in the flesh. Well, three of us have. I'll never forgive you for this. No, but I got to go.
Now he's Canadian.
Don't say that. Our boys are irreplaceable. So we've got. I'm gonna go Lions all day long. RoboCop will be proud.
Why do none of you listen to me when I'm so far ahead?
Because we don't want to be right again.
Yeah, because
what I'm saying is that every time you guys have all gone against me, I've been right this season.
Look, in our fantasy league, I actually am 3-2. I have a winning record, so I'm just gonna
I'm 2-4 in our fantasy, so.
Oh, 2-4. Ooh, it's worse than mine.
Yeah, but I also am the reigning champion, so.
Wait, so I have a better record than Baby. Oh, that's even better.
Christ, he's on one tonight.
On my name.
Someone's getting him a fruit shoot at 6 o'clock. He's on one tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to walk out the press conference like I'm Jose Mourinho.
No, it's going to be Barcelona. I'm only here not to get fined. Right.
If I
Texans,
speak, I will be in trouble.
Let's go over into Green Bay for Texans Packers. Is it Green Bay? Oh, yeah, Green Bay.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Okay. CJ Stroud, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, all on fire. Will Anderson, the defense on fire. I'm taking the Texans. I said before the season I wasn't on the Packers hype train. I'm still not. Texans.
Mr. Pig?
Texans on fire. Your defense is terrified. I'm going with Houston.
I'm tripling up on that. Not because I've seen them, but Texans have got something now. They look a lot better than they did at the start of the season. They're getting better each week. And that defense is it. There's a reason why they're the second best ranked defense in the league at the moment. That defense is awesome. So I'm going for Texans as well. Shane?
Yeah, I think there's going to be the four of us. I think it's going to be a foursome, man. It's one Houston all the way.
Right. Go on then, you two. We know where you're going.
Yeah, I'm not predicting against the Niners. Flick agrees with us saying Texans to win that all day. Yeah, there's no chance I'm going against the Niners. Niners to win.
Parents?
I'm going to go Chiefs to win.
Oh! How does it feel? Look at that face.
I feel quite dirty, but it's twofold. One, under Kyle Shanahan, the Chiefs consistently had our number, and I don't expect that to change. And two, I want to beat Baby, so I'm willing to go against the grain.
To be fair, we always lose when we're on Sky.
Yeah, but we always lose. When was the last time we beat the Chiefs in general?
I think it was when Jimmy got injured.
That wasn't against Chiefs.
It was the first time he got injured.
All right, first time.
Just after he signed that $135 million
contract. Yes. The first of many times that Jimmy Glass.
It's when he was injured. We got second pick and ended up with
Trey Lance.
Nick Bosa. We traded up for Trey Lance.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I generally don't think we are in a physical, mental, or even an emotional state to beat the Chiefs. We have a very small percentage of players that are playing their hearts out, and one of them being Brock Purdy and Juwan. And we just don't seem to ever have the better of the Chiefs. They're a massive bogey team, and I think that's just going to continue. I've come to accept that by the end of Sunday we'll be 3-4.
I am going to agree with Mr. Perrins.
Yeah, there's no chance either of you two. There was no chance either of you two are going to predict the Niners, was there?
No.
Shane has his little hate campaign against them, and
I haven't just telling that you pay.
Right.
Yeah, but now you do.
No.
And you.
Look, just because you have a problem with the world famous San Francisco 49ers.
World famous.
Right. Can I? I would have gone San Francisco if Casey
hadn't
had their bye.
Yeah.
And you two were on the show.
There we go. Flick's with me. I think it'll be the tight game. 49ers will have a great game. Thank you,
Flicky.
Stop it.
Who's Flick? Who's Flicky?
Some fan that comes on the show now and again. She's a Cowboys fan, but she's also a Liverpool fan. Don't ask me how I know that.
No, we won't.
Good.
My chin just got into my neck with that. She supports the Cowboys and Liverpool.
Sick in here. Someone said that's avoid Newcastle and the Niners.
Whoa, steady on.
Right.
Where am I going now?
Who are you taking? Yeah, man. I haven't finished my go, but yeah, go for it.
Sorry, but do you want to continue?
Nope.
I just want to say I hope they both have an awful time and all play awful and just awful game for everyone because everyone's awful.
Go football.
Go football, exactly.
Sports team.
Go pop group, Phil.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Music.
I have to admit, last week at England, Tottenham, there were these people behind me going, "Let's go, sports team." I was like, "Shut up."
And that's £140.
You hate to sit next to me at a sports or like a music event then, because I am lit.
One of my favourite bands. And even
Considering that our other two hosts have sat with me at a sports event, and the other one has been with me at a music event, and I am just as much of a gobshite of both.
that's exactly what you are.
We just sit there and take a piss out. The Mick at the Tennessee Titans offense play calling because we could call it before they even did.
Oh,
And when they booed the refs, and I stood and went, "Don't you boo those refs? They're your refs."
Your refs. All right, then, boys.
They're your refs. Don't you boo the
You
refs?
take KT.
No,
What?
I'm taking the Niners.
What?
Ooh.
Just to buck the trend. Yes, I said buck, by the way.
Right. The rest of the game. The rest of the games of the week.
Bucking the trend supporting the Buccaneers for Monday night already.
Don't be so daft.
I mean, we're going to talk about Shane's lot on Monday night because they're not playing Monday night again.
Flick said,
There's
settle
now
down,
two
boys.
Monday night footballs. Right.
Don't shun me for supporting Liverpool.
You're talking to
can't
two
have-
United fans. Someone who
Yep.
supports a random team up in the northwest, and a Newcastle fan. So yes, we can. Right. Right.
One.
The rest of the Sunday games are Seattle at Atlanta, Tennessee at Buffalo, Cincinnati at Cleveland, Miami at Indianapolis, Philadelphia going to get beaten by New York Giants, Las Vegas are traveling to SoFi, Carolina are traveling to Washington, and the New York Jets on Sunday Night Football are traveling to Pittsburgh. I almost said something else, beginning with P. Proceed with the rest. Yeah. Then we have again two games on Monday Night Football. Baltimore at Tampa and LA Chargers at Arizona, which we will cover on Monday Night Football. Shano. Couple of teams on bye, Chicago and Dallas, who really do need it because they need to find something seriously. Shano, over to your weekly specials.
Thank you very much, my old buddy. Yep, as always, welcome to Shano's Specials. Please gamble responsibly, which we say every week, and we firmly believe on this show. These bets are actually with Paddy Power. I'm going to try something a little different this week. I've got 4 separate touchdown scorers in 4 separate games. So I'm going to throw 3 to each of you. Sorry, 1 each to each of you. See what you think. I will start with the game tonight with the Broncos and the Saints. I'm going to start with my old buddy, Baby Hope. What do you say to Cortland Sutton scoring any time, 23-10? What do you reckon?
I think if anyone's going to score for the Broncos, he's probably the most likely.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it, but I'd be more inclined to go for Alvin Kamara myself because I think the Saints will probably win the game. And Spencer Rattler, I think, will be leaning heavily on Alvin Kamara tonight.
Yeah, just for clarity, Alvin Kamara for anytime touchdown scorer tonight in that Broncos Saints game is. Let me just get the information up. 2 seconds. Anytime he is 5-6.
Yeah, it's not great odds. So Cortland Sutton probably does represent more value.
Yeah.
Not only that, Cortland Sutton's out as well with concussion.
Is
okay,
he?
So is Chris Olave out too? Do you know?
Yeah.
He's out.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want really quickly then, baby. Yes or no? Bo Nix to score 9-4.
No.
Fair enough. OBH, I've got one for your London game between the New England Pats and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hunter Henry to score any time, 10-3.
10-3. So you look at 3-1. Yeah, that's him and Pop Douglas are our most productive receivers on the Patriots line, you know. So yeah, either one of them two. But yeah, I do think that's a fair shout. Pop, yeah.
I quite easily went with any of the Jags because obviously that Jags offense on paper is elite, but for some reason it hasn't been showing up. We have no idea what's going on in Jacksonville. Mr. P, I'm going to go with the Niners and the Chiefs game. But I'm not going to go with a Niner. I'm going to go with the Chiefs' second tight end, Noah Gray, 9-1. What do you reckon?
I mean, I yes.
Thank you very much. Good night, everyone.
I mean, even though my dad used to work in a bookies and my granddad was a bookie, I don't really know betting much.
Just say yes or no. That's all you're going to say. Let me. If it's 9 to
Yes
1,
or no? Yes or no?
smart ass. I mean, 9 to 1 is basically £1 on to win £10 back if he scores. That's how it's quite big odds.
Let's go with yes.
Thank you. And I'm gonna go. Go on. So I go on for myself really quickly. I picked this for myself. Detroit Lions against the Vikings. Sam Laporta will score anytime. 11-5. Round the table very quickly. I'm gonna go with yes, baby.
No.
Ollie?
Odds too short.
So yes or no? Is he gonna score?
Odds are too short. So no.
So no. Mr. P.
I'd go no.
Okay.
No.
So as I said, please gamble responsibly. We'll do this again next week.
To answer your question, or to quote your question, that New Orleans Saints are going to win. How are they going to win without Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave both out?
Alvin Kamara.
Oh, that's
That's
interesting.
a lot. I mean, all Denver are going to do is just stop the run, and they'll be buggered.
Juwan Johnson, mate.
Oh, what, the tight end, the wide receiver come tight end, or tight end come wide receiver, whatever he is.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Right. It's come to the end of the week show. Obviously, I am back in London on Monday. On Sunday. Sunday, get it right. In fact, I'm going out Saturday for Patriots fans meetup, meeting some ex-players and some cheerleaders and the mascot, which is going to be epic. I can't wait for that. But we'll be back on your screens on Monday night, 8:30, as always. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, good night and stay safe.